Hello, what's going on? It is go time. This is Mortar Mike, and this is another Watcher of Realms video. Today's video is very simple. We have a request to Moontime. We have a request we'd like to make, myself, as well as Fastidious, as well as a Rescue Panda, as well as anybody else who's watching this video and is hitting that like button and is watching. We want to do one thing in particular. Bring back Ref, please. We need this champion back in the game. This video is specifically for that for two reasons. One, I wanted to go over the kit of why this guy is so amazing. He came out before I even started playing. So when I saw this guy even in the game, I was like, oh, that guy's pretty cool. I want to get him one day. And there was no way to get him. It was just a pull option. And that moment was gone before I even got in the game. I think I joined after the Lunaria fragment event, or Lunaria fusion, and so I didn't have a chance at this guy. I never got this guy, but looks amazing, looks awesome. This guy needs to come back into the game because I see him in Arena in particular and in Guild v Guild, and this dude is a freaking monster. He is an amazing crowd controller, and he has some extra bonuses to help out with your team. Not help out with your team, but help out with your account. So I wanted to go over the kit. First things first, BringBackReve, hashtag BringBackReve. I'm gonna include that asset that I just showed up on the screen. I'm gonna put it in a Google Drive folder, and I'm gonna make that available to anybody who clicks that. You guys can grab that file, and you can use it in your video if you think we should bring back Reve. So I'm just gonna make that out there. You know, it's not super hard work. I'm just putting something together because I know you guys are dope, and I can't be the only one. We can't be the only ones that think we should bring this guy back in the game. Look at this kit. Very simple looking. You see the range, you think, okay, nothing special about it. Let's get into this guy's kit. Cost is 19. That's about average, a little bit above average. Well, about average on defender. Block is 3 because he's a defender, so this is good because he's great at crowd control. He holds groups down. First attack, very simple attack, 100 damage to one enemy. That can go to 120. Nothing special there, but it gets insane. This guy gets stronger the more he kills and the more he's playing. If you look at his talent over here, for every 4 enemy units killed, so you're not building him for defense, you're going to be building him more like a Cyrus or more like a Torador, which is typically more for damage, even as a defender. So think about a melee fighter that can block more units, but in this case has insane crowd control. First attack, 120% to one enemy. That doesn't sound too special. Let's get into the ultimate. Ultimate is one of the coolest looking ultimates in the game too. Boil and brine. It just looks awesome. Like the chains go spinning up around this guy. He's freaking awesome. During the ultimate, each attack deals 200% AoE damage that can scale to 220% with, you know, I keep saying with skill crystals. To multiple enemies around. It doesn't say a cap, but multiple enemies around usually sounds like just about enough. And inflicts stun on them. This ultimate, he just keeps doing over and over again, re-stunning, getting kills, getting damage. And what's cool is since he keeps stun locking them, he keeps doing his attack. Let's check out one more thing here, his attack interval. It's at 3.5, it's not wonderful, but you can put some attack speed on him. And what's cool is he puts his own attack speed on him. So I would try to get him down to like a 2 second or like a 1.5. That sounds pretty fast, but here's why I say it's very possible with this guy right here. So I'll go to this passive, then I'm going to go to the next part that talks about the speed benefits. It inflicts slow on 5 enemies in range. This is packed to the drown. So slow and target can go at 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 enemies in the range. This is just a passive. So they show up, they have slow. That's it. They are now slowed down. Movement speed by 50%. That's half of their speed gone. Lovely. It is wonderful. He is really good at controlling crowds. And if you don't have this guy, you don't know half the stuff this guy does. And you're like, dang, this dude is overpowered. Now you just really need to see what his kit's about so you can know the strengths of it and also the challenges with it. Next up, when attacking enemy targets under control, restores 3% of max HP. That can go up to 7%. He heals himself while he's playing. Gets even better. Oh, that was what I meant to say on the talent. I think I said it before. For every 4 enemy units killed, increases attack speed by 10 permanently up to 100. So if you build him for like 400 attack speed, he's getting kills, he's gonna get up to 500 attack speed, which means he still does it slow, he can get his ultimate faster, he can do damage more reliably, and when he's attacking, he restores 3% of HP. Oh, 7%. So he becomes a pretty unorthodox tank in that he becomes like a vampire style where he heals himself. He does really good control. He stops a lot of enemies from attacking. And as a result, makes it really hard for him to kill him in a lot of scenarios. Now, if you have like a, like the bowmen or something, the ones that are in Guild v Guild, they do a decent job against him. So you want to have a good healer to keep him in the fight if possible, or a way for him to get a shield. That's a good way to get champions that take, I mean, not champions, demons in Guild v Guild that take a long time to get to Captain Reve and they're doing damage along the way. That'll keep him in the fight until they get close enough to start to get some of the effects that he can cast on him. Next up, the way that this is presented is a little confusing. I think it makes sense once you kind of read through it a second time. So this right here, Sunken Treasure, passive skill, bond skill, obtain Razak to unlock the following bonus effect. Gold obtained through battle is increased by 6%. Awesome, you know it's a passive skill, bond skill. What confuses me here is I see Gold Mastery right on top of that. So Sunken Treasure and Gold Mastery, let me know, I'll double check. I think there's a place on the screen on the game where I can see both of these together, but is this double? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know everything about this game, so that's why I'm making this content. Is it double? Do you already get the 6%? Because if you watch the video that I did earlier today, there's a specific reason I did this, and that's why I think we should definitely bring back Rev now. Reve, I feel like every time somebody says Reve, they end up adding an E. So it becomes R-E-E-V-E. It's just Rev, R-E-V-E. All right, let's look at Awakens. I'll be honest, more than likely, if you're not wailing on this game, you're probably not gonna get a bunch of Awaken bonuses, so I'll just be honest about that. But there is a rare chance that you get something like legendary Soul Stones, which do help in this case. I would probably put him more on a Lord hero, but this champion is so limited and so hard to get, it's not a bad idea to put on him too. So for every 4 attack landed, this is at A1, for every 4 attack landed, the next attack deals 150% AoE damage to enemies in range that also inflicts stun again. The stun that used to just be in his ult. Now it's another 1 second stun on his basic attacks. So it gets nutty. A2, HP makes him a little bit more tankier, good for the battle. A3, increases the slowing effect area of pact with the drowned when boiling brine is in effect. So it becomes bigger. Slowing effect area, the range that he influences become bigger. So he slows them down even from a greater distance. It's pretty freaking awesome. And that's when the ultimate boiling brine is in effect. A4, his cost goes down 3. He was 19, he becomes 16. Very nice. Always love when the cost goes down and the champion want to put out quick. And Awaken 5, during the boiling brine, when surrounded enemies are killed, increases the duration by 1 second up to 10 seconds. So killing enemies allows his ultimate to last longer. Freaking nuts, so. And it's good because it only helps if you need it. It's not, you know, like, oh, you know, you got to think about rebuilding his kit. You got to do all kind of crazy stuff about it. No, if you need him to really do it a little bit longer, he'll do it for another 10 more seconds and keep getting kills. It's awesome. It's a really good champ. I want to get this guy back in the game. I thought it was a good idea to do a review of this guy's kit. And of course, it is Saturday, so I got to do some kind of a pull. I just did my pulls earlier. You can check out the video. I'm not getting this yet. I still got to work. I still haven't got it. It reflects my view. I'm trying. So it's mirrored. So my left is right, so on and so forth. But right here, this is the video that I just did earlier today. Thanking you guys for 1,000 subs to the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. I think that's freaking awesome. And at the end of it, I did go, I don't want to say I went full degenerate. That's what we call it in the game. But I did go through everything I had to make sure I got a pull. And the pull was worth it. And the pull is very much related to content like this. So I thought it was pretty cool. I think y'all will enjoy that too. So what do I have for pulls? I'm gonna tell y'all. My second favorite event in this game is not Immortal Codex. Immortal Codex is number 1. My second favorite, and don't laugh at me, this is a me thing because I love getting these things, I love studying them, is during the Artifact Enhancement event. So here's the event right now, Mystery Artifacts. I'm currently in second place. Okay, so so what's my name is not playing. Nice. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and tap that behind, get that win. But I just like doing this because it's just permission to farm a bunch of artifacts. I already got the individual rewards on the bottom. I farmed another 800 mystery artifact resources or mythical artifact resources. So I figured, why not? Pull those bad boys. Here's what I always do. This is just a me thing. I always tap like the class that I want. I don't know if it helps at all, but I'm trying to still get more Lunacy Visors. I want to get more Astro Obelisk, and I want to get more Golden Scarab. They have actually very, very good. But I just want to do some pulls because you're here, you've been watching. Hope this is something that you guys enjoy. First up, Mythic Forge. I have 2 10 pulls. See if we get something nice. If they're really useful, I'll do a little bit of a breakdown on them. Also, because the Mortar Codex is going on, I figured I'd give it a little more time, do some research first. I'm also going to do a follow-up to the video that me and Ivy did. We talked about really good mythical artifact combinations with different champions to use in the Mortar Codex. I have one I'm going to be releasing tomorrow for the Sands of Wrath, and I have one I'm going to be releasing either on Monday or also on Sunday on the Styx boss. There's some interesting ones. They work better than you think they would. So I'm going to do my pull, see if I can get 1 or 2 of them. You know, that's what we want. Especially if Lunacy Visor shows up. We like those. Those are nice. Okay, not a bad pull. Title Ring is good. So it's good working with champions that already have slow in their kit, but it's not consistent. So it's not a bad idea to have this because it just allows you to do it just a little bit more, which is dope. And slows them down by 50% for 2 seconds. And you get a damage increase, so it's really good for mages. This is actually not a bad idea to have on a champion like a Shamir, because Shamir has good immobilize and good slow. This just adds fuel to the flame. It just makes it more of a reliability, especially if you can't get the speed you need, or if you need just a little bit more time to do a little bit more damage. It's not a bad idea to have something like that. And it's interesting. He's like the commander of the North Sea, and he gets title ring. So yeah, that works. This needs no introduction, but I will say this is going to become one of the biggest artifacts you need to be farming now. You need to be farming it right now because there is an update coming to a Mortar Codex. There's a new boss, it's a Sokeden's boss, and it is defender heavy. So this is going to be wonderful because the more blocks you can bring to the game, Aveline Perry, anybody, the more blocks you can bring to the game, the better you're going to do in this. And plus you're going to want a couple of defenders that can do some good damage. Just saying that, not spoiling it all until I've done all of my homework to present it. And that's also why I'm trying to get on the test server. You might have heard that in the 1K video. So those are the 2 ones of the most importance right now. This is also my favorite legendary artifact. Each basic attack has a 10% chance to trigger another basic attack. So far, the highest I've scaled this to is I think 14. I think it caps at 15%. This is lovely for a champion like a Gluttony, which has a chance to do AoE attacks or 5 to 8 other enemies. 5 to 8 enemies when he does his attack, depending on how far you awakened them. This is wonderful for a champion like a Volca, who gets the, I forgot what it's called, but the essence or whatever it is, Scarlet something. And she gets those and it allows her to do like a super attack, which is an AoE attack, and it covers a pretty big range. So this is a really good, useful option. I also have used this on Kaneza because Kaneza has a double hit on her basic, so it turns it into a 4-hit. Kaneza does pretty good damage. She doesn't do burst damage, she doesn't do crazy strong damage, so she's like in the middle ground. If you have her, she's a great champion to use, but if you have better options, you go with those better options. That being said, she's showing up teams like Valeria right now in Arena, which is single target DPS, because she costs less to put down, and if you can get stuff like the Watchguard Ambition and some decent stats, she can beat Valeria time-wise before Valeria starts to burst her ult and do other special things, which can knock the speed and the pacing of the other team. So it can help. Watchguard Ambition, it's a really good one. Just had to put that out there because, you know, couldn't help. Crest of Thunder is like the baby Eye of Sin. Increase AoE damage by 10. Eye of Sin, I think, does 20%. So good to know. And I think Eye of Sin has another benefit to it too, but just skimming through these right now. Those are the important ones I showed just now. Next 10, give me something nice. So first 10 pull, let's see what we get. 3 Spirit Siphons. That is lovely. You only in time. I didn't do this. I didn't set this up. We got 3 Spirit Siphon again. And the T is bomb and a Soulbane Rosary. I'll be honest, Soulbane Rosary is is on the fence for me because I like for my defender to still have a little bit of tankiness to them. Sure, if they do damage, that's not bad, but I like for them to keep having a little bit of tankiness to them. The only defender I would even consider putting this on is Cyrus. because Cyrus has minions in front of him and their goal is to die. That allows him to trigger his Lord skill more often and buff up all the esoterics with extra damage, extra basic stats, and a damage boost whenever anything dies that's esoteric, whether it's an esoteric champion or if it's recall, like a Laurel, or if his minions die. They also count as esoteric champions. They don't take up your summon pool, but they count as esoteric champions. So that allows you to pop that ability, use them as almost like a little alarm system, if you may. Really awesome in Guild v Guild too, but I don't like my Cyrus dying. So a little bit of iffiness there. This ability, this is the upgrade. I will be honest, this is the upgrade for Idril's Gaze. Not exactly the same way, but you would use it on the same champion. So any champion that you know focuses fire on the same target until that target's dead, that's the ones you want. A champion like a Silas is really good. A champion like an Idril, of course, like I said before, is good. Champions like, I had a third one. Who was the third one I was going to mention? Oh, I'll tell you who it's not really good for. It's not good for your AoE style champions. If a champion does a lot of AoE damage and hits several targets, this is not going to be good for them. Another champion this is good for is like a Cetrum, because it stacks up so quickly. And I would say, like I said before, it is good for Idril. But Cetrum in particular, because his focus benefits from hitting just one target, and he has a passive that does more damage if he only has one target to worry about, so to speak. Spirit Siphon is one of the best damage dealing, probably, if I'm not mistaken, probably the best artifact for marksman in the game that's available for all marksmen. All single target marksmen, let me specify, because there's some AoE ones out there that's really nice, that I think are really cool too, but that's not bad. I wonder what Ionian Time does. Was that a weak one? Dealing AoE damage increases his healer's AoE damage by 2%. This effect can stack up to 5 times and last for 3 seconds. That's not a lot, but it can get up to 10%. It can get up to 10% initially. I'm assuming that 10% can get up to 20%. As a legendary, I'll be honest, I wouldn't invest my Mithril in it. Doesn't mean it's bad. I wouldn't invest my Mithril because by the time you start using this and getting it up and going, you're going to get a mythical artifact that at level 1 outclasses this. So that would be my concern for that. Tia's Bomb, you already know what it does. It helps champions that are low on health. I'll spoil this for the video that's coming for Sands of Wrath. This is better used on your HP based healers. Why do I say HP based? HP based healers are typically tankier healers. So they're typically going to be alive to use this. Your attack based healers for the most part are most likely weaker or less tanky than your HP based because they have less HP because your focus can't be on that stat. So this is better for your tankier ones, especially if they have really strong heals, whether it's single target or AoE, doesn't matter. But if they have less than 30% HP, chances are, if they have less than 30% HP, your HP champion is going to have a little bit more than that just because they're built tankier on most occasions. So this would be a good way to rescue those guys. I wouldn't put it on the attack ones because if the attack ones are dead, the best time they could be used, they can't use it. Just had to put that out there. It's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning. But that's the end of this video here. I didn't want to put anything more into there. I still have another video to record today. I might release tomorrow, but I hope you guys had a good time. As always, hashtag BringBackReve. Look into the description. I left a Google Drive folder for you guys. You could download that clip that I used in a different video recently. I think it was the video that me and Fastidious did when we were talking about is Boreas at risk. Oh, it's right there. It's there. Yeah. I will get used to that one day, I promise. I'm not used to it yet. I hope you guys enjoy this content. If you are a content creator or you want to be a content creator, I'm just making this because it adds value to your account. May you guys have an awesome, awesome Saturday. Hope you pull some magnificent pulls. Check out this video right here if you want to see the pulls I did today, besides Artifact. You know, I'm here to hook you guys up in any way that I can. It's go time, but now it's time to go. Y'all take care. I will see you soon.